because every day is different. Every day there's, depending on the scene, if you need a shoulder to cry on, there's people, if you want to talk about what's going on in your life, and that can help us get into as actors where going for the scenes. There's such a great camaraderie with our castmates, and that really helps.
And the whole crew, like it's a really supportive. The desire for the show to be the best in every department really believes in. So, it really blows our minds every day that, it's not like we set the show and then we just turn it over each day. Every day, each department is evolving and it's growing and it's deepening, and so it makes it safe for us as actors to continue to grow, deepen, and we feel like you come to set and if you have a really intense scene, everybody knows it. Everybody's ready for it's really, I've never experienced anything so acutely focused as a set, and it's more than just the actors, it's really every department. We're very lucky that way.
I think what we're trying to get at is, yes, we play, Lagertha is based on a real Viking, a real shield maiden that was married to Lagertha Lothbrok as his first wife, and she did have a family, and what happened to her did happen to her, so there is a sense of historical reference, and that the Vikings were allowed to be shield maidens and fight alongside with their husbands and their brothers and their family. But in terms of the strengths, it's as humans we go through struggles and how we deal with certain situations and interact with other people, and I think the way what's great about Michael and how amazing he is at writing, you see that in the writing, and there's a lot of strength in the subtle ways of handling the situation. Even we have a great scene in the next episode or the next season, just talking about it in the loom of where we are in each other's lives.
My experience with the first season was so interesting because I actually didn't speak for about 8 episodes, but I was so lucky to have Gabriel, because Gabriel, from the very first day, I remember, we sort of said hello, and I tried not to geek out, so I just kind of, like, yeah, what's up? And we walked out into that great hall, and we sat down, and the first thing he did was look at me. And I knew at that point in this game that if I was written into a scene, as an actor, you're like, I have no lines, why am I here? If you're in a scene, there's a reason you're there. And what Michael's getting, and what is, Katheryn knows I get really passionate about this, but what's shocking to me is that it's taken this long for people to realize that if a woman's in the room, she has an opinion.
One woman does.
And that's been true since the beginning of time. And we're finally allowing that to be explored and to evolve and to understand that, these relationships are born of two people, and decisions are always, whether or not it's the man who's necessarily the mouthpiece, you can be sure that when Ragnar went home and he said, I'm going west, you can be sure she had some thoughts about that. And that's just realistic, and it's exciting for us that that's finally being portrayed.
Season 1, Lagertha has gone through a lot. She just lost another baby, Lagertha, and she also miscarried. She's dealt with her village, half of the village dying, and there's so much stress in having Ragnar cheat on her, and how does she find out? And all these questions are up in the air, and I've just loved episode 9, because usually when you're doing a season finale and you're so used to watching shows and it's usually very epic and big and battle sequences and this and that, but Michael came back to even at the beginning of the series where the cliffhangers are based on storylines or personal relationships and the struggles that we have amongst each other as husband and wife, and as different characters within the ensemble.
The way one of the things I like so much about this relationship is that I see Lagertha as so innocent. Everything is the first time for her. It's the first time she's lost a child. It's the first time she's worked in the Great Hall. It's the first time she's had so many experiences. And Siggy's had so much loss. She's lost everything. She's lost it many times over. And the concept of, her shock at the betrayal of her husband, which Gabriel and I would talk about this idea of, it was a marriage that once had love but had become a political marriage. And so when I see her so deeply emotionally invested, I think it really makes me aware of how deadened I am in contrast. And we're just at completely different phases of our lives, and that contrast I think makes for a really interesting friendship and very unexpected, but I think really special.